Hi, I'm Trish. Today I'm excited, I'm really excited about this. Just want to talk about my non-scale numbers. I saw my GP this morning and got the results of my blood tests, which I get quite regularly since I've been lap-banded. I'll start with the bad ones first. One of my kidney function tests came back a little bit low, and it's dropped a little bit since the last time as well. It's the EGFR, if that means anything to anyone. If it goes under 60, it's not good. Mine's 68, it was 71, so it's come down a little bit more. So we've just got to keep an eye on that. But my GP said it's to do with protein, how my kidneys process protein, and I probably shouldn't have protein powder anymore, and I should try to get all of my protein through natural food sources. So I'll finish up the protein powder I'm using at the moment, and I just won't buy any more. She said the protein powders aren't good because it provides your body with a really concentrated form of protein, which makes it harder for your kidneys to process it. So I'll just... And I don't have protein powder every day, and when I do I only have one scoop. But I'll just eat more chicken and stuff. That'll be easy enough to do. Liver function test is fine. That's all normal. I expected that. Oh, this is a big one. My iron levels are good. They're fine. They're actually good enough now that I can start going and giving blood again. I haven't been able to give blood for, I couldn't even tell you how many years. I had my gallbladder out 7 years ago, and since then I was very anemic for a long while. If you know anything about iron levels, mine got down to 9. And they're all the way up to 39 now. 6 months ago they were 37, so they're on the up. And that's because I take an iron supplement. So I'm super excited about that. On the way home from the GPs, I stopped in at the blood bank and I've made an appointment to go and give blood tomorrow. So excited. My cholesterol. First I will say that because I don't have diabetes and I'm not considered a risk for heart disease and stroke, a normal person can have cholesterol up to 5.5. That's considered okay. I am a little bit fussier than that, and I don't want my cholesterol to go over 5. And it has gone up a little bit since my last test. My last test it was 4.2. And actually shortly after being lap-banded it went all the way down to 3.9. It's gone up to 4.6, which is still way under 5.5 and even under my personal upper limit of 5. And I expected that because I've developed a little small love affair with butter. So if my cholesterol goes up to 5, I won't cut out butter. That won't happen. I'll reduce how much butter I have, and even now I'll rein it in a little bit. And having butter, it doesn't affect my weight. My weight's stable. It's just the cholesterol, and things like heart disease and strokes. They're pretty scary to me, but not scary enough yet that I'm going to give up my butter. But I will rein it in a little bit. My blood sugars. This is what I'm so excited about. I am beside myself with excitement. I have a lot of diabetes in my family. My uncle's diabetic, my nan is diabetic. So I was told many years ago that I was just a diabetes time bomb waiting to go off, and one doctor even predicted that by the time I was 63 I would have diabetes. So I've always get my blood sugar checked. Now apparently blood sugars can go up to 5.4 or 5.5. 5.5 I think. Then you've got to start getting like further testing. Mine's never gone over 5.4, and at that stage I did get further testing and I was fine. Now my blood sugar after being lap-banded was normally around about 4.4, 4.5. And now, I couldn't believe this when the doctor said it, it's 3.7. And I actually said to her, I said, is that maybe a little bit low? Because I was pretty sure that it shouldn't go under 4. And she said, it is a little bit low, but as long as I'm not having symptoms, as long as I'm not feeling faint or getting the sweats or just, feeling crap, that it's fine. If I were a diabetic, and I had a blood sugar of 3.7, then they'd need to be reassessing medications and all that sort of thing. But because I'm not diabetic, and she said with a blood sugar reading of 3.7, it most likely means that I will just never get diabetes. So I'm so happy. And she said it is a direct result of me exercising regularly and keeping my diet low carb and as low sugar as possible. So I've had the go-ahead from my GP. She said to me, as far as low carb and low sugar goes, keep doing what I'm doing. So for anyone out there, and I cop a shellacking over my low carb diet and being really fussy about keeping my sugars as low as possible. That doesn't mean I don't have carbs and I don't have sugar. I go low carb and I try to keep it to good carbs, and I try to minimise how much sugar I have in my diet. She said, keep doing what I'm doing, and I'd just like to say, for all those people who just give me so much shit about being low carb and low sugar, 3.7. 3.7. So anyway, that's all. You can see, I'm really excited about my blood test results. It's great to get on the scales and see, like numbers in the 87s, 87.4, 87.6, 87.2, whatever, for, most of the time that's what I'm maintaining at, and I'm so happy with that. But to see all the other numbers, and when you get your blood pressure checked and it's 120 over 80 or 125 over 85, that's, for my age, it's so perfect. So all those other numbers, they matter as well. Like my resting heart rate is normally between 40 and 44. Normal heart rate is anywhere from 60 up to 90, and then as you get fitter, it goes lower. So if my heart rate goes under 40, then that's not a good thing. But it just shows that my fitness is really good. My recovery heart rate, which is how much your heart rate drops when you exercise, and then you stop exercising, and you measure what your heart rate is when you're exercising, and then 2 minutes after. They say if your heart rate drops by at least 30 beats per minute over 2 minutes, that you are at less risk for a heart attack. And my resting heart rate, although I haven't checked it for a couple of months, but I'm pretty fit at the moment, my recovery heart rate is normally around about 35. Sometimes 30, sometimes 40. So yeah, around about 35. So that's another fantastic number. It's all the other numbers. So don't just go by your weight on the scale. Don't just take that number. My waist measurement now is, I don't know what it is. Last time I measured it was, I don't know, I think about 85. And there's a few different schools of thought with waist measurement. A lot of people say that I think for women it should be 75 or less, but that doesn't take into account your height or your build or anything. I read another thing that says your waist measurement should be no more than half of your height, and I'm 170, so if my waist measurement is 85, I'm fine. So yeah, I'm happy with all my numbers, every single number I've got except for that EGFR, but I can work on that. Maybe because I don't have that much protein. I don't have enough protein. If you work out how much protein you're meant to have, I should be having 60 to 80 grams of protein a day, and I'm lucky if I get 40 or 50 grams in. But my GP said 40, 50 grams a day is fine, so I'll stick to that maybe, and just keep an eye on that. Anyway, that's all. I'll talk to you next time.